Hare Krishna. So today we will try to understand the science of sacred chants, the science of mantras. So oftentimes I am asked this question, how can repeated chant of any sound bring about some kind of spiritual awakening, some kind of elevation in consciousness? Because sounds can be of any type. So why don't I just chant sounds like Motorola, or any other sound, and that's it. I'll bring about this spiritual awakening. Why should I chant this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra as you all recommend? Well, we need to understand that sound as we hear or as we speak has a very deeper understanding. The scriptures explain that how sound along with it carries 4 different levels of information. Think of it this way, I am producing this sound. Does that sound make any sense to you? All that you heard is sound, right? So, but this clapping of my hands does not communicate any information. All that it has created is some kind of physical alertness. So this level of sound is what is called as physical sound. But imagine if your phone rings now and a beloved friend of yours whom you haven't spoken for a very long time calls you on the phone, and just listening to his or her voice, immediately emotions are stirred in your heart. Now what is the difference between the sound which you heard over the phone and the sound which I made? Technically speaking, both are sounds. So what you heard from your beloved friend on the phone is not just the physical sound, but it was also carrying the emotions of the other person. This is what the scriptures explain as mental sound or emotional sound, right? Deeper than the mental sound is what the scriptures explain as intellectual sound. Imagine when you are hearing the class by your professor in college, the message that they are trying to communicate, or imagine you are hearing some kind of a political speech. So the message that it carries is not just some physical sound, it is not just a feel good sound, but along with that sound it carries an impetus for action. It motivates you to make some kind of action, to bring about some change. That is what the scriptures explain as sound on the platform of intelligence. So as we just saw, that sound has its physical form, it carries a mental or emotional message, and can also carry an intellectual message which can create an impetus for action. And the fourth and the most deepest level is what is called as spiritual sound. These particular sounds can penetrate through the physical, mental, emotional and intellectual layers, and can penetrate us deep down at our spiritual existence. It can bring about that spiritual transformation. The sacred chants and mantras which have been very scientifically devised and handed down to us in our Vedic scriptures are these special spiritual sounds. So merely chanting any kind of words will not bring about the spiritual transformation. When any mantra which is recommended in the scriptures, when it is chanted in the right mood and with the right methodology, then you will see how these mantras can create a spiritual transformation. So now that you have understood the science of mantras, go ahead and start chanting these mantras and experience that spiritual transformation. Hare Krishna.